Session. Nice to have you here, a lot of people. Just by the way, the S is not for siesta, just in case you were thinking this is a Spanish session. So, okay, this is a bit about me. I'm Andres. I'm a professional marketing online, and I work for Soren here in Jensen Technologies. I work as a community manager, an SEO professional, not an expert, because I don't think you can be really an expert on SEO if there's so many things to know that are unknown for us mortals that it's probably impossible. And also for technical support for component creator, nano translate, and automatic backlinks. I'm also an activist, an open data advocate, open source apprentice, and speaker. As a Joomla volunteer, I started to work in the SEO team here with Ruth. And I try to advocate for Joomla too in some forums like Quora or Reddit. And this is about our company, Jensen Technologies SL, started in 2005. We do more or less 100% Joomla development. We're 8 people based in the south of Spain, Granada. These are the 4 branches of the company: component creator, as I said, nano, and automatic backlinks. Web design is the SEO firm or communication firm, web development branch of the company. And this is us being cool. Well, any of you familiar with SEO? Yeah? Okay, this is probably not a talk on how to do SEO. It's more a talk about how to know when SEO should be applied in the design and the development phase. Because sometimes you find out that you started a website, you finished it, and no SEO has been done in all the process. Then you have to start doing it and redoing things, which is inefficient and is costly for the client. So we will start talking about the first phase, that is making your client your SEO employee. Second one will be the design phase and the development phase. The client is somebody that knows more about his business than you, and then he probably knows more about SEO than you, but he still doesn't know. So you need to make him questions about his company and his product. What does he want to sell? About his website, his performance, and what is he doing for marketing and SEO efforts? Because he probably had a company before and he wasn't happy, so maybe there's some mistakes where you can learn from, and there's also some some marketing efforts that the company has been applying and you could probably use for SEO purposes. You have to know, well, the current results of the web pages, click-through rate, bounce rate, all the meaningful data, goals, if he wants to sell more, of course, how many visits he expects. And let's go to design phase. You know that content should always go first when you are designing a website. And that's not only that, I would say that SEO comes even first than content. You need to create a competitor research to know how your competitors are ranking for other keywords, a keyword research, and you have to order the design in a semantic way. I will talk about this before. And then in the design phase, some relevant things is the menu. That has to apply semantic structure. You have to take into account the nature of a landing page, the writing rules for web, to have a 404 page, and to be ready for mobile. So this is about your competitors. You know that probably when you started the website, there's a lot of people there. Somebody has probably done what you're doing now. So you have to take really close look on what are they doing, and especially where are the keywords, the headers, they're bold. You have to study the landing pages and see which of them have more backlinks and where do they come from, because the backlink sources are probably places where you would like to make contact with those website owners to try and get backlinks too. And the purchase processes. You can see here one of the tools we use, that is Majestic SEO. You can see that there's some data that is relevant, and this probably is not all for design, but it's interesting to take a look and to see when you're starting a website, how are your competitors performing. The domains they link, their link from, index URLs. You can see a lot of data. It's more or less, it's a free tool for some. I think it's like 3 searches per day. If you register, it's pretty nice, and I will recommend it. Well, there's SEMrush too. I don't know if you know it, SEMrush, but it's really good for competitor research. I think this was. So a keyword research is basically how people can find your business. And there's a lot to take into account, as you can see. When you use Google AdWords, you can get really valuable information on what's the competition for some keywords and how many monthly searches has those keywords. You can see also when are those keywords more searched for and when in the year, which month. Something really important is the click-through rate. It's one of the most important, well, that can be found using Google Search Console or Google Webmaster Tools. And that's one of the most important things in SEO, because that's a signal for Google. I don't know if anybody knows how many ranking factors does Google take into account? No? 10, 1,000, 200. There's a lot, but click-through rate is really important. It shows Google how important is or how attractive is your website for people that are looking or finding it in their search engines, in the search pages. Semantic SEO is, I don't know if you're familiar, but it's Google now answers questions, tries to answer questions. So they will really take a close look on what your page says. It's a description, it's a buying page. It will take into account if you're answering a question that is really searched for. Long tail keywords can be found too. Those are keywords that get just maybe a small amount of the traffic but are important. Those can be also found in Google Search Console. The previous talk here was really good about that. It was showing where you can find all those long tail keywords in Google Webmaster Tools. And all of this should be brought together in a spreadsheet. You can find probably a tool where you can do it. Well, we use Google Spreadsheets. It's just taking the main word. I think I have a picture here. Yeah. You can make a spreadsheet where you separate the topics of your website with the main keyword, then the second main keywords, and you create a tree and add them to a spreadsheet. So then you can organize your menus and all the structure of the website. That is the next slide. I've been a bit advanced. So that's it. When you're creating the menu of a website, you have to take into account that Google wants all the content in the same URLs or under the same URLs in a way that it makes semantically sense. So as we could see here, dog training could be a submenu, obedience can be a submenu too. It doesn't really matter how long a menu is, but it's important and it's short. So it has not many menus, not many menu items. Because it's, as you can see, the people has a short attention span, so they will need to choose between 5 or 6 elements. But if you increase them, there's a chance that the user goes out of the website and bounces, which is bad for SEO, as we saw. I more or less introduced this. The purpose of a landing page is important. If it's going to be informative, it has to answer a question, it has to have a descriptive language, it has to be keyword rich, and follow writing principles. This is just include words, bold words, pictures, headers, in a way that the text can be easily scanned and read diagonally. So this way people will stay more in your website and your pages and will send positive signals to Google or any search engine. When it's action-based, let's say you want someone to register to your newsletter, send you a contact, a lead through a contact, and they want to purchase something, the page should be simple, should have no distraction, and long-tail keywords have a really important role here because they are really, they will probably be the ones that people uses to something so concrete. And of course, a call to action and a 404 page. Can I? It's important that you have a 404 page, so when somebody reaches a URL that doesn't exist in your website, it doesn't show the ugly Google page and people stay in your website. I really like this. This is the GitHub 404 page. If you want to stop me, because I think I'm going maybe too fast. Yeah. We've gone through the design and the development phase. We can see that there's a lot of elements of development that will make an effect in SEO if they're not handled in the proper way. You can see a list here: performance, duplicate content, having sitemaps, checking crawl errors, being mobile ready, friendly URLs, and two really important files that are robots.txt and htaccess. Performance improvements have a really important role right now in SEO because Google right now is pushing a lot. I don't know if you know Google PageSpeed, but they are trying to make us use some tools that speed up our websites. Excuse me. And it's really important because there's a lot of ciphers and a lot of numbers about how speed affects, for example, the purchase process in a website and in e-commerce is really important. People, if they're in the checking cart and the page loads a second, more than 3 seconds, they probably bounce and will go to another shop. So it creates this frustration. So it's right now one of the most important ranking factors. And there's some things that can be done to increase the performance. The first one, obviously, choosing the hosting wisely. If it's a local website, a local e-commerce, you will probably want a hosting company that has servers in your country, and it's not that important if the people that comes from other countries sees the website, it's a bit slower. But it's important, it's really fast for people in your country. And most of the things that are recommended when you use Google's page speed is CSS and HTML minimization, and reducing the number of scripts load in that website. I've seen a lot of websites that has this cool YouTube video and they want it in autoplay. Please don't, because it slows the process. Or if you can, sometimes you can see that there's 3 external scripts for the same website. For example, YouTube too. You can reduce it to 1. That's much better. Also, fix errors. Fixing errors makes the browser load the pages faster. So it's important that you check that the pages comply with W3C standards, or if you can check the error report page of Firefox or Chrome to see that there's no JavaScript errors. And also use a CDN. In our company we use Cloudflare extensively for all our websites, and it's good because it spreads your website, it catches your website in servers around the world and makes it much faster. Besides, it can filter spam traffic, bots, and has a plus of security. How to avoid duplicate content, or how to find it, is pretty simple actually, to see when your website has an issue of duplicate content. CMS, nowadays it's not that often to find, but CMS create different folders for categories, tags, and those create different URLs for the same content. That happens, for example, with Magento. I don't know if you use Magento, but that's the first thing, one of the first things you have to check, if it has a canonical tag set that indicates what's the main page, what's the original page, to avoid duplicate content issues. There's also a chance that your website has content from other websites, or other website has your content. When it's an e-commerce, for example, that's really easy to find because the article descriptions are systematically copied and pasted. So that's probably difficult to avoid, but just add some original content, videos or just pictures. I've seen really good pages for e-commerces that really had the same descriptions as other, but they ranked a lot more because they created a really attractive and fast loading page. And when it's plagiarism, that's not really much to do about. Well, I think Google knows when you have what's your original content. But if not, if you're in that, just use a website, sitemaps, and upload it to Google Webmaster Tools, and that will fix it. If you are really worried about people just copying your content automatically. Just go to Google Webmaster Tools and fetch as Google your new content. As I was telling, adding a sitemap is important. You can claim your content. Were you in the previous talk? Because I think we could no, we could skip this because he more or less Janis explained it really well. Your website has a budget, and for crawling, Google or the other search engines, they assign a crawling budget, so it will spend it on your website with their criteria. But if you create a sitemap and you remove the pages that are not relevant, not content, or they're not updated, then that budget will be spent more efficiently and will help your website to be crawled more often. It also helps to identify crawling issues. When you upload a sitemap of a new website, it could happen that you will find in Google Webmaster Tools some other crawling errors, pages that you have submitted. And the tools for this are, I've just seen that I've added some tools to the other pages, but for this every CMS has its own tools. For Joomla, can I ask what sitemaps tool do you use? Because I've used like 2 or 3, but none of them really worked. Somebody?
Created our own sitemap plugin.
What's the name?
We call it Perfect Sitemap.
Oh, Perfect Sitemap. Cool.
But it's not open yet.
It's not open, so.
Yeah.
I use OSMap.
OSMap. I use that too. But when there's a component that is a custom component, it doesn't crawl all the URLs. That's the problem. But it's a good piece of software. Crawl errors are something that can be also avoided using in the development phase. Checking for Webmaster Tools. You probably need somebody that knows Google Webmaster Tools, but that's okay. Somebody that knows can simply point at you as a developer, what should you fix? There's also some other tools, advanced tools like Screaming Frog. You know Screaming Frog? I know, Ralph. You know it. It's really a really useful tool, not only for crawling issues, but to find duplicate headers, to see if all the URLs are working. It's a really good software. The mobile ready. There was a previous talk about accelerating mobile pages. I don't know if there's anybody who was there.
Yeah.
Was good. I guess I couldn't go, but
I haven't found one yet on the web. Tried to look for an AMP page, but I can't find one.
You probably need to use that, but being ready for mobile is also part of the design phase, actually, because you need to create pages that has an improved usability for mobile devices. But there's a Google Mobile Test tool, because they have made the mobile use, being mobile ready is a ranking factor, so they have made a test tool to see if all your pages are good and are visible in a mobile device. Some things that can be done in the development phase is using redimension classes for pictures. It might sound crazy, but just seeing the picture in your mobile phone in a way that is not destroying all the view, it helps a lot. And also the speed load, because mobile are slower. Friendly URLs. We all know that as easy as clicking on a couple of ticks in Joomla, but there's some things that can be improved when you, for example, develop a new component that is trying to remove all the words in a URL that are not keywords. For example, component or article, or those the closest the real keywords are to the domain name, the more effective they are. So that's something that should be taken into account in this process. Also, they should follow semantic structure, so when you create a component, you should know that the keywords that are higher in the tree are the root of the tree, but that's actually down the tree, but you know, the most general words should be on the left, and the most concrete words should be in the right. And use proper parameters to the URLs for filtering, searching, etc. Because Google has also a tool to identify those parameters, but it's better if you use the standard ones and you don't try to reinvent the wheel here, so they don't find thousands of pages that are created without value. There's then two important files that are really important for a website. One is robots.txt, the other one is the htaccess. Robots.txt is a file that Google and the other search engines, I always talk about Google because I don't think nobody cares about the other ones. They use it to tell Google what should they crawl, and for that there's two words so simple. There's allow or disallow. They used to hide pages or entire folders that are not relevant for search engines. We don't want the users to find it, so those can be disallowed. Right now, the only thing in Joomla that you have to be careful is not blocking template folders. There's also a tool in Google that allows you to check your robots.txt and see if it's blocking some relevant files, and it's really useful for this. But in Google, in Joomla, it's just if you update it from 3.2 or 3.3 version to one of the older, the newer ones, you will probably have to delete the disallows on the template folders because they were blocked before. Also, if you have created a component with its own template overrides, you probably need to take that into account. And the htaccess is a file that communicates with your Apache server, and it's used mainly for security purposes, to limit the users that can access some parts of your website, files or folders, and also can be used for performance. There's many people that takes your URL of your pictures and set them in their website. You could cut that and don't allow that. And really important too, that's where you choose between a non-www or a www website. If you have both, you can have duplicate content issues. So you have to choose one and redirect the one or to the other. Also, URL redirections, really important when you are moving a website or changing the platform. For example, we changed a website from PrestaShop to Magento. It's the only Magento we have, but we did it wrong. We didn't create proper redirections to the old items, so we needed to create a rule to redirect the old articles to the new ones, and we recovered a lot of traffic by doing so. That can be dangerous, and always when migrating or updating a website, proper redirections have to be set, and the place where you have to do it is htaccess. Well, this is everything. Thank you all. He has. I will upload the slides soon. And if you have any questions or want to debate something, probably propose new tools for some of the things we've seen. No?
The new tools, the W3C mobile check. I didn't see the presentation. Did I miss that?
What's the name? Sorry,
Well,
again?
you have the W3C mobile checker.
Oh yeah, there's one for mobile.
Yeah.
I don't know it. Yeah, that could be really useful for the mobile things we were talking about. Anyone?
Could I ask a question about your work with social media for demos? In what respect did you use social media differently than you would for a commercial client, for example?
That's a difficult question. Well, in one of them you're selling, and the other one you're communicating. It's slightly different,
yeah.
but I don't know. We probably try to use common sense in the political networks.
Yeah.
We try to have a foot in the common sense and then be brave and try to add things to the political agenda. And for the other social networks, we more or less promote or interact with people and play a bit, try. And I really couldn't answer that question properly because I haven't thought about it, but
Thanks.
you're welcome. Okay, thank you.